let nothing be done rashly and at random, but all things according to the most exact and perfect rules of art. Thou must be like a promontory of the sea, against which though the waves beat continually, yet it both itself stands, and about it are those swelling waves still and quieted. How easy a thing is it for a man to put off from him all turbulent adventitious imaginations, and presently to be in perfect rest and tranquility. The ambitious supposeth another man's act, praise and applause to be his own happiness, the voluptuous his own sense and feeling, but he that is wise, his own action. It is in thy power absolutely to exclude all manner of conceit and opinion as concerning this matter, and by the same means to exclude all grief and sorrow from thy soul. For as for the things and objects themselves, they of themselves have no such power, whereby to beget and force upon us any opinion at all. To a reasonable creature, the same action is both according to nature and according to reason. Straight of itself, not made straight. He hath a stronger body, and is a better wrestler than I. What then? Is he more bountiful? Is he more modest? Doth he bear all adverse chances with more equanimity, or with his neighbor's offenses with more meekness and gentleness than I? The art of true living in this world is more like a wrestler's than a dancer's practice, for in this they both agree, to teach a man whatsoever falls upon him, that he may be ready for it, and that nothing may cast him down. That which the nature of the universe doth busy herself about is that which is here, to transfer it thither, to change it, and thence again to take it away, and to carry it to another place, so that thou needest not fear any new thing. For all things are usual and ordinary, and all things are disposed by equality. As every fancy and imagination presents itself unto thee, consider if it be possible the true nature, and the proper qualities of it, and reason with thyself about it. Nature hath its end as well in the end and final consummation of anything that is, as in the beginning and continuation of it. That which must be the subject of thy consideration is either the matter itself, or the dogma, or the operation, or the true sense and signification. Most justly have these things happened unto thee. Why dost not thou amend? Oh, but thou hadst rather become good tomorrow than to be so today. If pain be an evil, either it is in regard of the body, and that cannot be, because the body of itself is altogether insensible, or in regard of the soul, but it is in the power of the soul to preserve her own peace and tranquility, and not to suppose that pain is evil. For all judgment and deliberation, all prosecution or aversion is from within, whither the sense of evil except it be let in by opinion cannot penetrate. Receive temporal blessings without ostentation, when they are sent, and thou shalt be able to part with them with all readiness and facility when they are taken from thee again. If thou beest quick-sighted, be so in matter of judgment, and best discretion, saith he. In the whole constitution of man, I see not any virtue contrary to justice, whereby it may be resisted and opposed, but one where, by pleasure and voluptuousness may be resisted and opposed, I see continence. This time that is now present, bestow thou upon thyself. They that rather hunt for fame after death, do not consider that those men that shall be hereafter will be even such as these whom now they can so hardly bear with. And besides, they also will be mortal men. But to consider the thing in itself, if so many with so many voices shall make such and such a sound, or shall have such and such an opinion concerning thee, what is it to thee? He that sinneth, sinneth unto himself. He that is unjust, hurts himself, in that he makes himself worse than he was before. Not he only that committeth, but he also that omitteth something, is oftentimes unjust. Of my grandfather Varus I have learned to be gentle and meek, and to refrain from all anger and passion. From the fame and memory of him that begot me I have learned both shamefastness and manlike behavior. Of my mother I have learned to be religious and bountiful, and to forbear, not only to do, but to intend any evil, to content myself with a spare diet, and to fly all such excess as is incidental to great wealth. Of my great-grandfather, both to frequent public schools and auditories, and to get me good and able teachers at home, and that I ought not to think much, if upon such occasions I were at excessive charges. Herein doth consist happiness of life, for a man to know thoroughly the true nature of everything. What is the matter, and what is the form of it? With all his heart and soul, ever to do that which is just, and to speak the truth. What then remaineth but to enjoy that life in a course and coherence of good actions, one upon another immediately succeeding, and never interrupted, though for never so little a while? What is the present estate of my understanding? For herein lieth all indeed. As for all other things, they are without the compass of mine own will. And if without the compass of my will, then are they as dead things unto me, and as it were mere smoke. What dost thou desire? To live long. What? To enjoy the operations of a sensitive soul, or of the appetitive faculty? Or wouldst thou grow, and then decrease again? Wouldst thou long be able to talk, to think and reason with thyself? Which of all these seems unto thee a worthy object of thy desire? Now if of all these thou dost find that they be but little worth in themselves, proceed on unto the last, which is, in all things to follow God and reason. But for a man to grieve that by death he shall be deprived of any of these things, is both against God and reason. How ridiculous and strange is he that wonders at anything that happens in this life in the ordinary course of nature. How happy is man in this his power that hath been granted unto him, that he needs not do anything but what God shall approve, and that he may embrace contentedly whatsoever God doth send unto him. Use thyself even unto those things that thou dost at first despair. For the left hand we see, which for the most part lieth idle, because not used. Yet doth it hold the bridle with more strength than the right, because it hath been used unto. How clearly doth it appear unto thee, that no other course of thy life could fit a true philosopher's practice better than this very course that thou art now already in. Use thyself, as often as thou seest any man do anything, presently if it be possible to say unto thyself, what is this man's end in this his action? But begin this course with thyself first of all, and diligently examine thyself concerning whatsoever thou dost. To pierce and penetrate into the estate